What is up, college sports fans and fellow members of Mountaineer Nation? This is Coos, and this is another edition of Coos' Corner. I appreciate you tuning in. Real quick before I get into my breakdown of the Baylor-Oklahoma State game, I want to give a shout out to a few people. These are people that have been really active on my channel, always commenting and liking my content. Brian Bigler, John Kelly, Duke Silver Surfer 81, Tar Heel, Gregory Krug. There's many more that I could thank, and I really appreciate everybody. But anyway, let's get on with it. The Baylor-Oklahoma State game. Oklahoma State's, this is an intriguing game. You got the 21st ranked Baylor Bears against the 19th ranked Oklahoma State Cowboys. Oklahoma's favored by 3.5. The game's being played in Stillwater, which is probably the reason that they're favored, because basically it's a dead even game, because they're probably getting 3 points for being at home. When you look into the statistics of this game, Baylor has an edge in almost every statistical category. For example, Baylor is averaging 43 points a game to Oklahoma State's 26 points a game. Baylor is only giving up 16 points a game to Oklahoma State's 20. Baylor is averaging 491 yards a game of offense. Oklahoma State's averaging 373 yards a game in offense. Baylor's defense giving up less yards. They're giving up 290 a game. Oklahoma State's giving up 311 a game. But here's where Oklahoma State probably does have the one edge, and that is the strength of competition they played. Oklahoma State's wins are against Missouri State, Tulsa, Boise State, and Kansas State. Obviously, Boise State and Kansas State, both pretty good teams, and the Boise State game was on the blue turf in Boise, which is a tough place to play. And they won that game by 1 point. Baylor has played against Texas State, Texas Southern, Kansas, and Iowa State. Iowa State really being the only test they've had. They were able to win that game, but it was at home, which does help, and they won by 2 points against a ranked Iowa State team. Oklahoma State's been a little more battle-tested. They've been in some closer games. They've been in some dogfights, so that might be a little bit of an advantage. But statistically, Baylor has the advantage in this game, I think. The one area that worries me, if I'm Baylor they're rushing the ball 60% of the time, okay? But Oklahoma State has a really good rushing defense. Even though Baylor's running the ball for 274 yards a game, Oklahoma State is only giving up 87 yards a game. So you've got a strength on strength there. So who's going to have the advantage? Which team's line is going to win in the trenches? That's what this game could boil down to. But even though Baylor likes to run the ball a lot, don't count out their throwing passing game either. Gary Bohannon's having a good year. His quarterback rating, 177 right now, which is actually higher than Spencer Sanders of Oklahoma State. He's at 143. So Bohannon has actually outplayed Spencer Sanders up to this point in the season. And he's thrown the ball more times. Bohannon completing 73% of his passes for 823 yards and 7 touchdowns. And another cool thing, he's only been sacked 2 times in 4 games. Keep that in mind. So the defenses they're playing are not getting to him. That means 2 things. His offensive line is doing a good job protecting him, and he's doing a good job of getting away from rushes. But he can also run. Now, he can also use his feet. Both these quarterbacks can use their feet and are pretty good with their feet too. So that also helps with that pass rush, or helps evade that pass rush. Spencer Sanders' stats. He's completed 59% of his passes for 599 yards and 4 touchdowns. And he's actually thrown the ball fewer times than has Bohannon, and he's completing a lower percentage. So Spencer Sanders is not having the year that a lot of people are expecting. Now, he did look really good in the last game against Kansas State. I think he was like 24 out of 34 or something for over 300 yards. Had a great game. And that was the toughest competition they played. So Spencer Sanders could be coming around. And if he comes back to the Spencer Sanders of last year, look out. And the running back Warren for Oklahoma State, he's had two back-to-back really good games in a row. So Oklahoma State, but whatever reason, Oklahoma State's getting yards, but they're not getting a lot of points in these games. Their punter has punted 27 times. That tells me that they've had a lot of empty possessions. Baylor's not punting that many times. They've punted less than 10 times the whole season so far. So Baylor's having more success getting the ball in the end zone than is Oklahoma State. Here's the one area that I think Baylor has the biggest advantage, and that's special teams. I think they have a really good chance of winning the special teams battle, especially in the kicking game and the field position battle. Here's the reason. Oklahoma's kicker is only 2 out of 5 on the year so far. And on kickoffs, their touchback percentage is only 50%. Now, Baylor's kicker is 5 out of 6 on the season, and their touchback percentage is 87%. Baylor has scored a lot more than Oklahoma State this year. They've scored more touchdowns and made more field goals, so they've had to kick the ball off more. But their kicker's still putting it in the end zone 87% of the time. The field position battle is going to be huge in this game. because both of these teams are really similar in a lot of ways. But at the end of the day, I'm going to take Baylor. 27-24 in a close one. Over/under on this game is 47.5. I think it'll be over. Obviously, 27-24 is 51 points, so I'm taking the over, and I'm taking Baylor for the outright win by 3 points. So there you have it. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Do you agree with my pick? Do you think Baylor's going to go into Stillwater and knock off Oklahoma State? Or do you think Oklahoma State and their home field advantage there is going to be the difference? Let me know. Also, please like the video if you like my content. Please don't forget to hit the red subscribe button and that notification bell. And until next time.